It's so funny we're getting started. Welcome into the ATB show.
Where
And
is he? Where did he go?
I'm hearing feedback, and I'm forgetting we get a live feed from beautiful downtown Lowell. And no sooner do we start. God bless him for making the effort.
He's gone.
Rubber shoes from the LA Extension Studio at the civil servants headquarters for Lowell Fire. He literally just got pulled to a call. He'll be back later.
Hopefully.
We'll leave the background noise on for ambiance. We've got Adam checking in from the Connecticut studios, and obviously Uncle Duke's in beautiful downtown Southern Maine. You can check us out.
I'm just happy I'm here. I just got power back like less than 24 hours ago. So cheers to that.
Oh, is that right?
You can find all the stuff at atbshow.com, and we are brought to you by our dear friends at, as my dear friend Matty DeVoe would say, the sign shop, as he calls it. It's not a sign shop, but that's what. If you met Matty DeVoe, you wouldn't argue with him because he's a large gentleman. So Joe and Leslie, AAA Work Trucks. If it goes in, on, or around, or if you see rubber shoes naked on the side of a vehicle, call AAAWorkTrucks.com for all your work truck needs. There, done.
I think that suffices.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you, Scotty. I was looking in my fridge because today was the Wednesday of them all. It was a Monday today here at the office. It was the humans were all out. All the humans showed it. There was a lot of humaning going on today. So very excited. We've got a great allied resource, one of our partners, and they deliver the Nog every year, Scotty.
Yes.
Which is full of all the good stuff. A lot of spices on the bottom. We're gonna give this a shake, but we'll get this going. What are you having, Scotty? What did you just pour, or what are you dealing with?
I got the lunch.
I thought that was a lunch.
What a guess. I did a good job. Look at this. It's all moving. I hope the cover stays on. I know we're getting the rug steam cleaned tomorrow. There was a huge conversation we just had about that. Look at that. I did a great job.
That's a great job. Yeah.
Yeah. Got it moving.
Will you drink it right out of the jar, or you got a glass?
I am not.
Oh, you should have gone right out of the jar.
Scotty knows what these are from. These are from the transfusions from Pi Day. Still got a whole stack over here.
Well, as long as you have one, you didn't have to go get one. But I would just drink it out of the jar.
So creamy. Oh my!
That's what she said.
God, look at that! I damaged that.
All right.
Oh yeah. Most of it's here. Here's looking up your address, or as we say in real estate, here's looking up your MLS. Yep. So.
There it is. What's the verdict? That says it all.
It's good.
It's good, baby. It's good.
If Tracy Morgan was here and he took a sip, he'd be like, "I'm gonna get you pregnant." So good. Oh my God. That is the Lod's work being done right there. The Lod's work is being done. Lots of things to discuss. I'm going to skate back real quick, and not to be negative, but here we go.
Sure.
Challenged. He's such a phenomenal athlete. And I watched it a few times. Like, this has to be out of context. This has to be a setup. And it was when LeBron was going in to watch Bronny's first game. And he walked into his seats that were courtside during the national anthem and proceeded to sit down during the national anthem. I'm like, this has to be out of context. But I watched the video multiple times, and people are standing there with their hands over their heart, like looking, and he goes in and sits down.
Oh, my. All
of it was so clunky.
Wow.
And I just, first and foremost, and this is, I don't know. I trust I know how you guys would behave in this space. When we're we're not rushing to our seats at BC football, first of all, because that's a mini series that'll be here next fall. But when that starts, wherever we are, if we're at the fights, if we're at BC football, any event, you just sort of stop. You stop, you grab your beer, your hat's off your head. I'm not meandering in my seats to get comfortable. And I guess just that, if you do catch it, and I'm we're not going to do 20 minutes on this, but it happened about a week ago and we never really talked about it. And I was just that's such an odd look.
Yeah, that's really weird.
His stature, walking into his son's first game at USC.
Look.
And he seems he's always so locked in on, appearance and what his manner should be around everything. He just has a sense about that stuff. So it's very odd that he would do that.
I severely doubt it will happen again. I'm sure he's looked back on it and he's like, oh. And I don't know, in an effort to be low key, he was trying to sit down, to not be standing up. But like, I don't know how you're in the arena, you're in the gym for a basketball game, and you don't hear the national anthem being performed.
When just last week, actually, so weird that you're bringing this up. Just last week, I took my girls to the local high school women's game, and I walked in, and so there's only one entrance to the gym. It's just a high school gym. Walked into the gym, and the national anthem was playing, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay, so I stopped, obviously, and did not, move. But then everybody was looking at me, and I'm like, okay, the only flag in the gym was above my head. So I had to like turn around and, put my hand on my heart and wait there. But now everybody's staring at me because I just walked in like literally as the national anthem began. But I certainly did not walk in and sit down.
Sing. Okay.
No, I did not sing.
I did not sing. I did not sing.
He didn't say they were looking at him and throwing things, just looking at him.
Yeah.
Well, in a related story, did you see there was some event where Gronk was on the field singing?
Well, Gronk sang the national anthem.
It was like someone he apparently has like an amazing voice.
That's
what I've read.
That's not the scene I saw. He wasn't, dude. I'm not grabbing the microphone and singing anywhere. So let me start there. He wasn't terrible. He was emphatic, which was nice. And he was singing passionately. It was not Roseanne Barr level, but it was not. It was also not who am I thinking of? Was it Carl Lewis, the track star who destroyed it years ago? Right, that was bad. That was very bad.
It looks like he was singing with other people. Gronk, not just by himself.
1,000% he was.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But it was like the girl to his right was 5'4", and the girl that was less was 5'3". So it's like Gronkosaurus Rex, like brrr, like he was, yeah. Like we used to joke about with Doc at the rock station. There was so much weed it was unavoidable, right? Like it was Gronk singing around people that were talented, so his clunkiness sort of came out. But
right. Did you guys not to promote another podcast, but did you see the Edelman and Gronk podcast?
I caught clips of it. I wasn't sure.
It was amazing.
Whose show is that?
Very good.
It's Edelman's show.
It's Edelman's show. All right. I love that.
Yeah. Called Game with Name.
Well, it's funny, and we're all over the place, but it's fine because Rubber Shoes is off saving the universe, which is fantastic. Scotty,
we'll get to the Red Sox when he gets back.
We were talking about before you joined us in the pre-show that we still have a tea time for Saturday. We haven't been called yet.
Oh my gosh!
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I do have to call tomorrow. The Oaks in Somersworth is day to day. I tried to book because one of my agents told me that he saw that people were playing and they were still doing carts at the Oaks. So I called the book just to have a safety tea time against our one down in Massachusetts. And they're like, we're day to day. Call us later in the week. So I'll call tomorrow and see what's up with that.
Even with all those rainstorms that we just had in the middle of the week?
I think we might be up against it. The fact that they haven't called us yet doesn't mean that we're good. It just means they're maybe seeing if some of the sunshine helps because there's two things at play. It's either going to be iced over. That's what happened to the Links at Outlook. Like the first green at the Links at Outlook is it's a skating pond now. They're charging you if you want to go skate. And then it's either that or there's just nowhere for the water to go.
Right.
Because there's so much water and the ground's not taking it because it's frozen. So we'll see. I got to show you guys though real quick. God bless our front desk. Tiana comes down the hallway. She's like, another delivery. She's Serbian. Sorry. That was my really bad Russian.
That was really good.
Serbian.
It was a good Serbian accent.
I just said Russian. Now she's going to punch me tomorrow in the face. Anyway, so she comes down and she hands me this thing. And I'm like, I don't even know what this is. Like, what is this? Hang on a second. You're going to die. We'll open it.
Yeah, open it together. That sounds amazing.
The best thing about this time of year is that
what's that?
It's the best thing of this time of the year is random strangers just dropping packages off all through the night. Amazon will drop stuff off at like 10 o'clock at night, and it's okay. It's okay.
You wake up in the morning, you go out onto your stoop, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. Well, Janine just freaked out because we're in the middle of nowhere.
Amazon was here.
You're cutting it open and everything.
Oh, 1,000%. And you start to see not an Amazon truck, but just headlights. Because some of these workers are using their own cars, right?
Right.
Like, who's going to our driveway? Like it's the purge or something, you know? I'm like, we're going to be okay.
Well, in fairness, your driveway's like 8 miles long, right?
One guy was in my driveway for 10 minutes. Like he was in his trunk and he went back to the trunk and he got stuff. And I'm like, is he pulling a body out next? Is it a clown car? It was like I was watching The Ring, like I was watching an episode of Game of Thrones when it was good. It was insane.
So this is shrink wrapped. Hang on. I have to...
What
the hell is happening? Is that a tarp?
The packaging.
We didn't sign up for a Christmas gift opening, Timmy. What's going on?
This?
I got the lights though. I got the Christmas lights for you, Timmy.
Yes, I do like those.
Ooh.
Oh, it's a Patriots. Okay, I didn't know what kind of jersey it was, but I saw the lights sparkling.
All right, so there it is.
Oh, I know what this is. Okay, all right.
What is it?
It's a blanket for you guys when you're playing golf, right? You already alluded to it. You already alluded to it before we started.
No, Scotty. Rubber Shoes and I aren't going to sit under the blanket and fondle each other.
Yes, you are.
You never
yes,
know.
you
never
are.
know. Any pot in a storm. Anyway, so if you look at this,
it even has a tandem hole to put your face through.
No, I love it. Those on the side, side, you drop those over the handles on the cart. So it stays in place, and this bottom part is rubbery, so it sits still, and then the top is cushy and warm.
Of course you have this.
And also, I have...
What the hell?
I'm so excited because we get to use all this Saturday. I also have... It's called Mr. Heater, Adam. If you look it up, Mr. Heater. It's #1 in golf cart accessories on Amazon. And it's a heater you put on top of a 1-pound propane tank, and you fire it up. It lasts 5.5 hours, and it blows heat.
Is it even worth it? How good is the golf?
So you might ask yourself, if you have to bring an Afghan and a heating system, what are you doing? I'm proving a point. We're gonna, because what is Saturday, boys? What is Saturday? December 23rd is what? Festivus.
Oh, so will you guys be sharing your grievances with each other at the time? Will you be?
There'll be feats of strength, which clearly Rubber Shoes is going to kick my ass. Twice my height. Yeah, that's fine. Obviously. Yeah. I don't know. We'll air grievances. I'm going to air grievances on every tee box. Of course I will. It's going to be great. But it's
what I love about this is you're spending hundreds of dollars to stay warm to go golf for what, like once or twice before Christmas, and then you're going to be in a golf simulator for the rest of the winter. Like,
no, stay with me, because some of these things will also make sense. Some of these things will also make sense on the other side of
in the spring.
Going back into the shoulder seasons, as we call it in the game, right? Yeah. So in the shoulder season, back into the warm weather, these will also work.
These people see you coming and going, man. I mean, honestly.
They love it. The only thing I haven't done, and I'm going to use the word yet, is, and Scotty knows what I'm about to say, is you can get the plastic wrap that you drop over the whole thing. Like you're a bubble boy. I mean, we're going to get to the point where Rubber Shoes and I aren't even getting out of the cart. We're just poloing our arms out the window, right? Yeah.
Just swing the...
Yeah, Mr. Lindsay, you're not supposed to be driving on the green. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
You got my money.
Can't you see I have this blanket on me? I need to stay warm. It's cold out.
I'm under my shawl. What do you expect me to do?
I only have 2 more hours of propane for my heater.
So anyway, there'll be a full report. There'll be a full report next week on Wednesday show, which is when we'll be back.
Why are there no pictures of this? You need to take pictures and post it to our Instagram account. I mean, honestly, you and Rubber Shoes out on December 23rd.
He's got some shots from last week.
Yeah, he's got to put them up there.
Yeah,
I got to see
from last week.
All right.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Anyway,
oh my God.
What do we want to dig into? What are we digging into? Where are we going?
I think honestly, Billy didn't. What I want to start with is Billy didn't actually leave on a call. He's afraid that we want to talk fantasy football, and I'm going to beat him this week in the playoffs.
He was convinced that I was going to win. I'm like, there's still time, and sure enough, I did not win.
He did not. No. He's actually scheduled. He's projected to beat me right now. And Aiden whooped up on my wife, by the way. It was actually kind of rude. I think he owes her an apology. It was not great. It was not great. 166 to 85. I mean, come on. That's not nice.
Wow.
That's a beatdown for sure.
Yeah. And now he plays Bobby Dugan, who finished first in our league. I finished second.
Dugan?
Do I get my money back for my horrible showing? No.
There was no money involved. Don't forget. Remember, this league doesn't matter. Yes,
that's right.
But
I was
doing Madden next
hoping to
year.
get my money back.
We're doing money next year, right? I thought that was the agreement.
I think we should do money. Make it more interesting.
To make it interesting enough for the Corey family, apparently everybody has to go in like everybody's going to drop like a rack. It's going to be like 1,000 each, apparently, or nobody's interested. And then the irony was, and I know I took the slings and arrows 2 seasons ago because we just did the auto draft.
Yeah,
and I get that. So we're drafting now. So then we draft this year. And then Rubber Shoes like, there's still no money. This is before anything started. Oh, good, he's back. And this is before anything started. And I said, well, we can do money now. And he's like, I would have drafted differently.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. You said that, Rubber Shoes, at the top of the season.
What would you have done differently? Why would you? You're trying to win more than than not.
No, I just tried to draft as many players the same as my other league as possible.
I love that. I'm on board with that. I have 3 mirror leagues. So when Kirk Cousins got broken, I was screwed in all 3.
Oh my god,
that makes
snapped
sense.
In all 3 of my leagues. Yeah.
Good thing you got him
money in your other leagues. Are you getting paid in your other leagues? Are you paying to be in those other leagues?
Yeah.
All right. So
how much?
How
much?
You draft how much?
Next August, what is going to make this interesting for you?
Yeah, next year, what do we have to do to make it interesting, Rubber Shoes?
I don't know.
100? Are we doing 100?
Uh-oh.
Oh my God! It's a busy night. So you don't look like you left. Did you just go downstairs and throw tots in the oven? Like, where were you gone? How long were you gone? What was happening?
Yeah, it was burnt food.
Like burnt food at the firehouse, or burnt food you had to go put out with
you had to go on a call.
You got a call to the station? Can you imagine?
No.
It's like a bad call. The call.
It was right down the street.
Did you put your gear on?
I drive the truck. I drive the truck. So I only get off and get dressed if it's an actual thing.
Oh. So you just go out in a polo and a hat?
You were at a call and somebody burnt food.
Yeah, that set the alarms off. They just go, and sometimes if it's really bad and real smoky, I gotta get the fan off the truck and clear out the building of the smoke before we can reset the alarms.
So it's not exactly like
take me on this adventure. What did they burn? What got burnt?
I didn't go in.
Can we guess? Oh, I want to guess.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Let's guess.
That's why Thanksgiving is a sucky day to work.
Are you working on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day?
Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Christmas Eve.
Well, that's probably not as bad as Christmas Day, I would think.
Yeah, I worked Oh no, actually, I didn't work Christmas. I was supposed to work Christmas last year, and then my son, like the week before, was like, "Oh, it's really not going to be Christmas if we do presents like the day after or the day before." I'm like, "All right, I'll see if I can get it off," and I got someone to work for me so I could have it off. I figured having a 19-year-old kid, I wouldn't need to get it off.
At least you're not servicing the greater South Berwick area during Christmas Eve, because the Duquette party on Christmas Eve we get a little crazy. So it's not necessarily.
Maybe we need pictures of that too.
Be a fire, but Stevie will be here, so you never know. It's a crapshoot. So
that sounds like more of a police problem than a fire department problem.
I guess sounds like it could go either way, right,
Slick
Scotty?
Rick comes across the back 40 in his wood truck and plows into the pool.
We just cleared the woods road. We just cleared it yesterday. We cleared it for him so he could get through there. Yeah, with all the debris and stuff.
All I can think of is remember in Funny Farm, the mailman who would go driving by and just chuck the mail. Like that's your dad blowing across your front yard in his truck. Jesus. All right, so fantasy football. So who's still in and who's up this weekend? Who's still
Billy and I are playing this week, and Aiden versus Bobby Dugan.
So
Bobby Dugan hasn't lost yet.
Is football fantasy savant.
Wait a minute. Dugan hasn't lost at all? What is happening?
Undefeated.
Wow.
And I think he went on a hell of a run last year too. I don't think he had many losses.
I just hope he doesn't choke like the Patriots did when they were undefeated.
I think Timmy beat me the last week, and
hurtful.
Prior to that, my only other losses were to Bobby Dugan.
Yeah, wow. Dugan's unmatched when it comes to this.
Who feels bad that they lost to me? I want to go back and look. I only won 2 games, so
Oh, I love that.
because you
for
don't change your team most of the weeks.
Well, listen, Rubber Shoes. I'm in a fantasy basketball league, so I pay more attention to that. This league doesn't matter, as you pointed out. So.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Well, if we put $100 on it next year, you wait and see how good I do.
Well, you'll have to get more people because I know a few people will probably drop out at that price. Like my son isn't a rich kid.
What if we do 100?
Yeah, I have trouble getting the 75 from our league from him and his friends.
I mean, we could start small. We could start 25.
22.
There you go.
Yep, we're doing $22 a head. That's the rule for next year.
Right.
Sound good? Perfect.
All right, winner take all.
There's money on the line.
All right. Well, I wish you both luck in the playoffs.
It's gonna be great. I'm thrilled to be out. Yes.
Me too.
thrilled to be out. All the pressure is off. I'm out of all of my leagues now. Yep. Now I can just watch Red Zone every Sunday and wait for the draft and see who we get. God help us.
I'm in my other league. I had a bye last week.
And Scotty, how many are you in?
In the playoffs or total?
All how many leagues? I'm
in 7 leagues. I'm in the playoffs in 6 of them.
Wow. Oh my god, that's bananas.
3 of them for money. Right?
Wow.
3 of them for money. Yeah.
So what do you stand to win out of the 3? If you win all 3 of those, how much will you win? Sorry, I'm making you do math on the fly. 1,200.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right.
I went to school in Maine. Yeah, 1,200.
Yeah. Careful.
So, just because it starts with an M doesn't mean we're good at math. Okay. But yeah, I was right around 1,200, something like that. But I don't know. I don't see myself winning. I think out of the 6 that I'm in, I have a good chance in like 2 of them.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean?
Are 2 of them the 2 that have money tied to them, or
2 of them that have money? Yes.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good.
Big Red's Uncle Shane's league. I got a good chance in, and then actually it's Amy's company's league. Lawfare.
Honestly, how do you keep track of 7 leagues? That's crazy.
Cool.
Well, yeah. I mean, I got you. I got you. It's not hard.
Football's a lot easier. I did a baseball fantasy league a couple years ago, and I did it. You got to be doing stuff every single day. It's
baseball's
tough.
Yeah. But football is a lot easier because you just essentially look at once Monday ends.
Yeah.
You look at your waiver wire and stuff. You try to do pickups on Tuesday, see what you do end up getting on Wednesday, and then make adjustments if you need to. And then you set your lineup really around Thursday for the Thursday night game, and then so on and so forth for going into the Sunday. But then basketball is easy too because you just typically just go in on Sunday or like Monday and just set your lineup for the week. Where baseball's tough. I haven't done baseball in a while because it just got too much, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm all set. Thanks.
I'm good."
I'm doing an NBA league for the first time this year, and it's fun. It's actually, and I'm actually paying attention to it. I still suck, but I'm paying attention to it.
Oh.
I'm 3-5, but I still suck. Because my problem is I always pick my homer team. So
yeah, I've won our fantasy league for 3 years in a row, and yeah, they don't like me very much right now. And I'm in first place again right now. So. Of course, I don't get guys that shoot, miss 43s in a game like the Celtics did last night. Can I be an old person for a second, real quick? By the way, please. I realized how old I actually am, how much I complained about the fact the game started at 10 o'clock last night, and they started again tonight at 10. And it's like, it's just, I hate the West
Did you
Coast
watch the
now.
whole game? Did you watch the whole game?
No, I fell asleep.
Okay. I watched the whole game. I don't mind staying up. But when you're up 11 at the start of the fourth quarter and then you blow it, it's like, why did I stay up? You know what I mean? It's like
17. They were up 17 in the third quarter.
At one point, yeah. But you're up in the fourth quarter by 11 points. Steph Curry has 5 fouls. They barely ever went at him the rest of the way.
Yep.
Like they went at him to get him his 5th foul, but then when he was back in the fourth quarter, like you don't just switch Tatum onto him and go right at him. Or switch Brown
I think the Celtics have a coaching problem.
Oh, don't start with this now. They're 20-6, dude. They're 20-6.
Yeah, because they have so much more talent than every other team. But when you see a game like last night, the reason why they lost is because they didn't take advantage of Curry having 5 fouls. They didn't go after him to try to get him to foul out. He's the only reason why you lost in overtime.
Well, he is the reason they lost in overtime. That's true. That shot that he made was absolutely unreal. Like, I mean, every time I see him shoot a shot like that, I'm just blown away. I mean, I can't even.
I didn't see the game because I go to bed. I am really old and I go to bed at like 9 o'clock. So,
we've got golf on Saturday. We have to rest.
Yeah, rest up.
But I heard they were 4 days. It was tied and they had like a minute and a half that they kept taking shots and getting rebounds and taking shots and getting rebounds, and they couldn't get 1 point.
They couldn't clear the board.
Yeah, it was. There was a series there. I think you're right. It was about a minute and a half. They just could not get anything to fall. I mean, Tatum had a finger roll at the basket. Like 9 times out of 10, that shot goes in. Probably 9.5 times out of 10, that shot goes in, and it didn't go in. It was frustrating because you almost felt from the beginning they were going to lose because it's the first game of a West Coast road trip. I think they went out there on like Monday, so they only had 2 days to get acclimated to the time change, and so and then of course it's Golden State, so every time Tatum sees Golden State, he's like a deer in the headlights. So, but I almost felt like they were going to lose from the beginning, and then they're up 17, and you're like, oh, this is in hand, and Golden State sucks. I mean, they really do suck this year. I mean. They didn't suck last night, but generally they
probably
suck.
Just in their heads, they just want to get to LA so bad and see that in-season tournament banner up in the rafters.
I love it.
It's the grossest thing ever, man. It's so gross.
It is so ridiculous.
It's you look at it, and the first image that I saw of that when they raised it and they unveiled it or whatever it was, it was right next to.
You were fucking kidding. Keep going. Okay.
Oh no, they put one up.
It's right next to it's hanging next to like the 1982 Laker championships with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and those guys.
Right.
Like Kareem must be sitting there, like you're putting that next to championships I won, like legit. You're putting it there.
Right. That's right.
What the fuck?
Kobe's rolling over in his grave.
It's awful.
My favorite thing is that they have the banner and it's got the 2023 on it, but it's small, as if they're like, oh, we're going to win it every single year. So we're just going to keep adding to this banner, which is actually, to me, better than hanging a new banner every year. But still, it was so ridiculous. And even LeBron, who I can't stand, but the disdain that he had on his face when they were raising it was just like hysterical. Like
was trying. I think he was trying to be like, yeah, this is great. But he didn't sell it great, But apparently, of course, it came out later because they got a ton of crap for it. And it came out later. The NBA mandated that they put that up, like told them they had to put up the banner. And I'm like, it's not real.
It's too bad that it wasn't the Pacers that won then, because at least the Pacers, like, hey, you're a young upstart team, like, this is a good sort of springboard for you. But this is the Lakers. It'd be like if the Celtics won and they made them put up a stupid banner for the in-season tournament. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, to your point of like the Pacers, they don't have anything hanging in the rafters except for retired numbers. You know what I mean? They don't have a championship. So, throw it up there. Other than put it next to their division championships. Who cares? You know what I mean? Nobody cares about that stuff,
Right.
It's just their one Eastern Conference championship. Yeah, put it next to that banner. Go for it. But, the Lakers, it's insulting to – and you know how much I hate the Lakers, but it's insulting to a lot of Laker legends for sure.
Scotty, what's your take on Missoula? Because Rubber Shoe says they have a coaching problem. What's your take? I love Missoula. I think Missoula's I love his demeanor. I love it. Does he make every single right play call? No, but I just think he's the guy that's going to lead us for quite some time. What do you think of him?
I think he's a good leader, and I think his composure definitely helps. I think, to Billy's point, though, when it comes to crunch time and it comes to late game situations, his track record continues to just not be great. And until he actually shows differently, it's a concern. I definitely think it's a concern. He's still super young, so he's still learning, and he's still going through a lot of it. But I mean, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's a problem. I think he's still a good coach. But I think there's a problem at the end of games that they need to figure out how to close teams out. that's the issue with this team, and it's been the issue with this team for a while. Is they have 17-point leads and they blow them. They have 20-point leads and they blow them. And a lot of those they end up winning. They do, but they make the games way more interesting than they should. Look at game 7 when Tatum dropped 55 or whatever it was, right, in the playoffs. That game never became close again. But you shouldn't need a Herculean effort from Tatum to put teams away, especially, when you're up 17 mid to late in the third quarter, or, whatever it is, or 11 midway through the fourth with their star player having 5 fouls. So, it's one of those things where I don't think he's an enormous problem. He still, there's going to be concerns in the playoffs if he can't figure out how to close out games, though.
So here's my take on it. Okay, so I don't think the reason I don't think it's a Missoula problem. I want to specify. I love Tatum. I love Brown. I think they're the pieces that we stay with for a long, long time. But I think it's a Tatum and Brown problem, and I think they need to figure it out, because this was a problem when with the Stevens teams too. When Brad Stevens was the head coach, it was a problem too. They blow leads. They don't know how to close teams out. Tatum defers way too much to the other guys down the stretch. Not in every single game, but in some of these games where, like last night, he needed the ball in his hands. Actually, Brown needed the ball in his hands last night too. I mean, those two guys needed the ball in their hands down the stretch, and it's really on them to go get the ball and attack. And they're settling for threes. I mean, I love Al Horford, but, is an Al Horford 3 the best shot to get with a minute and a half left when it's tie game? No, it's not. He knocked down one, I think, out of
the
3.
Coach telling them to do? Are they telling them to run a play for a 3, or are they telling them? Is the coach telling them you need to drive the ball to the lane and try and get Curry to foul out?
I don't think the coach is giving them direction in that regard at all. I think he's leaving it up to the players, which I think
that's the problem.
Well, they're professionals. They're professionals. You should leave it up to the players.
Why have a coach?
I mean, there's a variety of reasons why you need a coach, but it's not. You don't need him to tell you, okay, on the next play you're going to do this. On the next play you're going to do this. On the next play you're going to do this. No, the players have to go in, and these guys are brilliant basketball minds. Like Brown and Tatum are superstars. They should know how to do it.
There's a fine line.
Said they don't know
right?
how to.
So,
well, I'm
there's
saying
a fine
they
line
should
where,
know how.
Yeah, where the coach does need to bark plays every once in a great while, right?
Yeah.
There's a fine line of being able to let the players freelance essentially and call their own stuff, and then for the coach to say, hey, run pick and roll high or whatever it is, 24 low, whatever it's right. You'll see it all the time in the NBA, where every coach will just sit there on the sideline, not say anything, and then he'll pop up and he sees a mismatch or he sees something and he'll scream something out to the to the ball handler. The problem is last night Tatum was 5 for 17, right? I mean, they missed 41 threes, 41. Right. They shot the 3-point shot 58 times. That's outrageous, right? Like that's the biggest issue. And Steph, I ruined basketball. Curry,
Scotty's talking about my 8th grade travel team. Keep going.
Yeah, right. But with Steph Curry, hitting the 3 and all that, that's what everyone remembers, and of course that's what they want to do is shoot threes. But with the Celtics, they have enough talent to get to the rim, and I think they should have attacked the basket a lot more last night. It's because the other thing is too, it's not like Golden State has great rim protectors.
No, they don't at all.
You know what I mean? So go to the rim, go to the basket. You have enough talent to get to that point. But yeah, it's aggravating. I mean, Derek White alone was 7 for 18 from 3. 7 for 18, whoa. Derek White.
He had one possession where he got like 3 wide open looks out of 3, and he bricked each one of them. In one possession, he had 3 shots at the rim. Like, what is going on? Like, and one of them, he was so wide open that he could have taken 3 dribbles and been to the rim, and instead he pulled up for a 3. Now, if he's making those, obviously it looks a lot better than if he's bricking them. But, when you've bricked 2 in a row on the same possession, maybe attack the basket on the 3rd.
I'm going to ask Adam in our AV department, I need you to take the footage of that and then put the audio from Along Came Polly, where they're playing basketball. And the late, great actor, I loved him so much. And he's just yelling, old school.
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman says.
Wait, is he dead?
Philip Seymour Hoffman passed. Yeah,
when did he die?
Handful of years ago.
No way.
I'm gonna. It feels like 3, but I'm gonna say 6 years ago he passed away.
Oh yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Oh my God, old school.
2014.
Stop! My lungs are burning. Yeah. Oh my God, such a great scene.
9 years ago. Wow.
And the shirtless guy rubs down Stiller's face.
I will have to make an effort to get that done. That sounds
make it rain.
Like something we should
old
share.
School. Oh, I love that scene so much. So much. I was gonna say the whole thing with the in-season tournament too. One of our dear friends from the neighborhood, Kevin Branco, who won everything. His senior year at CHS, he was the starting quarterback and one of the starting cornerbacks, and he threw the touchdown. That was the only score they needed, and he ended the game with a pick.
Wow.
Yeah, like on a Hail Mary. So years ago, we're down in his bedroom on Bentley Lane, where greatness lives, and I'm going he's got a myriad of trophies because Kevin just won everything, and I'm looking, and I hold it up, and I'm like, what in the hell is this? And he goes, oh, so he belonged. You guys will all remember this. Russell Mill. Swim and Tennis Club.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I was the Foursquare champion last summer. He's like, Foursquare? Fucking Foursquare? That was the in-season tournament. The Kevin
Foursquare
Branco
is the in-season tournament.
Yes.
He must be killing it at pickleball now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What's that?
So he must be killing it at pickleball now.
I'm sure.
I think Kevin's still really good. But Kevin was on varsity Chelmsford High School tennis when he was in the 8th grade. He would walk across from McCarthy kid and go play with the varsity team.
Yeah, guy.
So I'm sure he probably is going to lean into pickleball in his old age.
The guy I coached the girls basketball team with, his brother lives in Chelmsford now, so he was just up at McCarthy watching a concert. Dude,
God bless. Sidebar, as we don't talk about other podcasts, but the godfather of them all, El Presidente from Barstool, Portnoy. You know Portnoy and Rubber Shoes had talked about this. Portnoy hit Chelmsford.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he doesn't really necessarily. I didn't realize this till I didn't realize this till Rubber Shoes told me. When he goes to a town, he's only going to hit the places that people have also already done their personal ratings on his One Bite app.
Okay.
Not to mention, I don't think he's a big fan of Greek pizza. And if you look at obviously every house of pizza is Greek.
Yes, of course.
And I'm not profiling; it's just true. And Jimmy's in Chelmsford is Greek. Zesty's in Chelmsford is Greek. But there's a place that dropped 3 years ago called Joni's. It's in Drum Hill on Parkhurst.
Oh,
okay. And he gave it an 8.4, which, if you know Portnoy, that's like mind-boggling score.
That's huge, yeah.
So he opened the box and did a fist pump. You have to watch the review, and he's like,
wow.
He's like, this is what I want my pizza to look like, and he's like, I don't know why there's not a line out the door before he ate it.
That's
really
he did. He dropped the one that he did in Waltham today or last night.
Yep.
And he mentioned Joni's again in that. Yep. He's like,
so have you been there?
He goes, I broke my biggest rule, and that's not eating the whole pie, but I just had to eat that whole Joni's pie by myself.
What's really funny is he had a review for Mike's Pie in Hudson, New Hampshire. He crossed the border.
And he told them about
And
Joni's.
He was super full because he had just crushed Joni's.
Yeah.
Joni's in Chelmsford got the highest score he's ever given in Massachusetts.
Wow. Yeah. So, but you haven't had it, Tim?
No, so we knew about it because it's got some hubbub, and my mom was talking about it. And Cheryl's she's going to die on the hill with Zesty. She's like, I'm a Zesties gal.
So let's go, Cheryl.
We grew up going to get Zesties as kids because it was in the center, right?
I worked at Zesties for a number of years.
Zesties was dope. It still is. And I just know we haven't had a Joni's yet. But like Bubba looks at me. He's like, we got to just tell Nana to figure it out. We got to get Joni's. If El Presidente said 8.4, we got to go check this out. I'm like, we'll figure it out, Bubs. We'll figure it out. Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Just go on your way through before you get there.
Maybe while he's on home for break. He's home for break, so who knows? We'll figure it out. But anyway, I thought that was interesting.
That is interesting.
What are our concerns about whether they're going to do something with one of the goalies or not? Changing courses here to to hockey. Do we think we should do that? I mean, I'm in the camp that I fear that if we do, the person we keep might have an incident, and that just scares the shit out of me. I like having both.
Yeah, I would really want to keep Swayman out of the two, just because you get the younger player, and he seems to be playing better than Ullmark right now. So I mean, so far this year. But I don't know if they'll do it, but that's one way to get some scoring. They can get a pretty decent player by trading one of these guys, and they definitely need. So they have a lack of. It's scoring for a little bit, but a lot of it's in the like they're blowing these games in the third period that they're leading.
Last night was painful.
Yeah. So one thing they're missing, Bergeron was, the man at the draws in the third period, So they're losing a lot of it. I think it's more just them being sloppy. They have chances to clear the puck out of their own zone, and they just can't get it out. It's like they get it on their stick and they half-ass it. It's off the boards. The other team keeps it in. They just can't get the puck out of their zone when they, especially when the other team pulls the goalie. They whimper. But I think that's one way they can definitely improve the team is trade. That's their biggest asset right now.
I'm going to interrupt our regularly scheduled program because we have a special guest, and I'm going to go. I'm going full Rube Goldberg here. So hang on a second.
Is it Yamamoto?
Dugan, you're live. What's going on, buddy?
Are you doing the podcast
right now?
The legend.
I thought you did it on Tuesday.
We do it whenever.
We do it when we feel like
are
it.
Free to work together.
Okay. Well, I just want to say one thing since the group is there.
Yes, sir.
Have you looked at the fantasy standings?
Oh my! He's such a bag of dicks. Yeah, I just said you were like a fantasy football savant.
First of all, if Aiden beats me this weekend, I'm going to be pissed.
Okay.
I'm going to love it.
From me. But if
Let's
I
go,
pull
Aiden.
this off, if I do what the Patriots didn't do, you're all going to get a text every year when the last one falls with like a popping champagne cork. I'm going to be the worst Mercury Morris.
Thank God he doesn't have my text number.
He will get everyone's text number.
Pretty sure Timmy will make sure that happens.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I'll change my
I will
number.
make that available. We love you, buddy. Congratulations. And I don't.
Now
wish
I'm
you well
really
'cause
rooting for Bubba.
I do not need
me
that
too.
going on in my life. I'm all behind Bubba. I want to break the streak. I want to ruin it. I do want. We were mid brewing, but we're going to transition in here to football since we have you, and this is your Jamity Jam. I know where you stand, but to start the conversation, do you think that it's smoke right now and it's all theory, or do you truly believe it's a fait accompli? They've already decided and he's gone at the end of the year.
Okay, what was all this about him signing something a couple weeks ago? Did I hear some story about he signed another deal with the Patriots for something or other? Or am I hearing this wrong?
No,
Off-season, they extended him through next year.
Yeah, the rumor was over the summer he got an extension.
Oh, well, if he's got 1 year left, how much better are they going to be next year if they don't get what's his name from USC?
Caleb Williams.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Caleb. Aiden wants Caleb. I think I'm the only one in the conversation that wants him back. I want him back.
I want him back.
Oh, no, I want him back.
Okay.
Yes,
Scotty wants him back.
back.
Yeah. So Scotty and Adam and I all want Belichick back. I want Belichick to die here.
I don't have a problem. I would love to see him stay on and break Shula's record for the most wins, because God knows we all deserve to see that happen.
Did you just have sex? This is a different version of you. You're in a very good mood.
I want 5
You
more
went 14
years
and 0 in the
of
fantasy
5 and 12.
After a long day of work.
You're on the freeway in beautiful downtown California.
I am on the 5 South. Yeah.
I love it. So yeah, you were like militant about him being gone.
About what?
You wanted Belichick gone the last time we spoke.
Well, in the middle of the year when they were losing, by 30 points a game.
Okay.
And I thought it was like falling apart, but now at this point,
it's just crumbling apart.
Having some time to think about it, it's like, what difference is it going to make next year? Who's going to take the job? I mean, is Mayo the answer? I don't know.
I don't think Mayo's the answer. I've got one of the greatest predictions I heard from somebody as of late was it could be Chucky.
Really? No. That's interesting.
Somebody said that, and I'd be like, I'd be all in on that. I would love that. I don't think it's Gerard Mayo. I think the rumblings are that he's already out of favor for the position. I would love to see, and here comes all the bias in the world. I would love Brian Flores. I would love that to be revisited. I would love that, but that's not going to happen either. And I don't think it's Vrabel. I think that's been discussed, but I don't think that's a thing either.
So could he even get out of his contract in Tennessee though for that?
I don't know, but if they're dead serious and they want the right person, I think they move mountains and they figure it the fuck out, don't they? I mean, don't they? If they're going to make this monumental change.
I mean, he could write that note. I resigned as HC of the TT.
Yes.
I think they need to go offensive, coach.
I know you can't really hear them. They're talking amongst themselves. Just
I can hear some chicken scratch in the background.
He can hear some Chris. He doesn't really care what your input is. He just called to smash his penis against the microphone and talk about the fact that he's gonna beat a child this weekend. So I'm rooting for the child.
Now he's a child. Okay, yeah. He seems like an adult.
I think he's over 18, isn't he?
No, we love that you checked in. I looked out. I'm like, oh my God, we get Dugan's on line 4. There's only one line in my office.
All this pressure is now on me this weekend.
Well, love
First time, long
love
time.
it. And now you verbalized it. You put it out into the ether, and it's going to come back to bite you. Go Bubbits. Go Bubbits.
Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Before we let you go, Bobby Dugan, can we get your prediction for this weekend? Scotty, do you have Vegas in front of you? What is the number for this weekend for the Patriots?
We're still doing this?
1,000%. 1,000%. We got to find out what Dugan thinks is the jammity jam.
Rubber shoes is on.
I'll be hanging with my father at his place Christmas Eve. We'll be watching a game.
I love all of that. So, Christmas Eve, what are we doing?
Rubber shoes is out.
What do you got, Scotty?
6.5.
I don't know.
6.5.
Denver by 10.
Denver by 10.
Denver
so what?
6.5, and the over/under is 34.5.
Over/under is 34.5. Denver's giving 6.5.
I'm gonna go over.
Okay.
Getting.
Oh, they're getting. Denver's getting 6.5. I apologize.
The Pats
are Denver
definitely
favorites.
Yeah, Pats are a 6.5 point favorite.
Why?
No, dog.
Oh my God, you've corrected me 3 times. I'm just translating what you're saying.
Nobody knows what's going on.
No, you said it backwards.
Denver's gotta be
I said the Patriots are getting, and then you corrected me.
Okay.
We've had too much eggnog on the show today, I think.
No, I haven't finished it, but I'm about to. The Patriots are getting 6.5.
I did just finish this.
I'm taking
Denver minus 6.5. All right, Bobby Dugan, we appreciate you checking in. Put your hands back on the wheel, and I look forward to you losing to my son.
I am going to be obnoxious for the rest of all time.
Can't wait.
Right. Well,
can't wait.
I hope California has a brownout, and I hope you lose your internet. Love you, buddy. See ya. Such a bag of dicks. Such a bag of dicks. Honest to God.
Oh,
that's what I should send him for Christmas. You know, you can buy like a bag of jelly dicks and just mail them out.
Yeah. Do the Bogey Bros sell those?
Yeah, I feel like if we bought the wrong size though, he might get into a relationship. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You're called Monday. You're Tuesday. Anyway. Has anybody heard from Dugan? He's busy.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah,
Leave him alone. It's Tuesday.
Yeah. It's Wednesday. He's erecting his lineup. Oh, my God.
He calls that one the podcast.
It writes itself. It writes itself. Anyway, so Dugan made his call. What do you think, Scotty? Well, let's talk about more before we make our picks. And Rubber Shoes has gone to burn some more tots. So we've got time.
With Belichick thing, Ian Rappaport came out today and kind of, I guess, refuted the other reports about the decision's already been made and Belichick's out the door and whatever. Yeah. So Rappaport already came out and said that stuff. So really nobody knows anything is really kind of my opinion on that. I want him to stay. because I still think back on to when Brady was here as a Buck, breaking the all-time record for passing yards. You know what I mean? And like that wasn't how it was supposed to go. If Belichick leaves, goes to somewhere else and breaks Shula's record as another head coach, where you know what I mean? Like obviously, I know he was a part of the Browns, and that's whatever, but it just won't feel right, So I'd love to see Bill stay and turn this thing around. I honestly think this offseason they have the most cap space. They're going to have a top 3 pick most likely. They have the most cap space in the entire league, And they did what they did a couple of years ago, where they swung and they made some misses, but where they spent a ton of money on like Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, Jonnu Smith, those guys. That's where they spent Matthew Judon, stuff like that.
Yep.
So they're in that position again, and I don't know. I still say in Bill we trust. But
I have a question, which 34% of it is rhetorical because you're an amazing blue guy. Do you want Caleb Williams? Do you want Drake May? Or do you want Marvin Harrison Jr.?
Honestly,
and I think if it's Belichick, he goes left tackle. I'm putting that on the record right now. And I don't hate it. I don't hate that, actually. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. I really don't. Because here's the thing.
Because you could put baby Jesus behind center, and if we don't have blocking, who cares?
Right. What if you could throw like a second rounder and something over at like Arizona and they get rid of Kyler Murray? I don't know, something like that. If you could pick up like a free agent, quarterback or trade for somebody, that's in the league now and draft the kid from like Notre Dame, God forbid Notre Dame. I know it sucks, but the kid from the left tackle there, he's kind of a stud. The other kid, I'm blanking on his name right now. There's a couple. Anyway, there's some really good offensive linemen in this draft coming out. So I wouldn't hate that either. But, from a quarterback perspective, yeah, Caleb Williams looks like the real deal, but so does Jordan Travis. How healthy is he going to be? Could you get him later in the rounds and maybe take, an offensive lineman there, or take Blake Corum or somebody like a running back? You brought up Michigan, so that's in my head. But a running back in the first round, like a stud like that, because Ramondre's got wear and tear on him. They don't have a backup plan. Ezekiel Elliott, 655 years old at this point. That was
so clear on Sunday. Janina's like, they haven't run the ball. I'm like, nobody's back there. Ezekiel doesn't have the wind to do.
Right.
He can't be an ultra back. He can't.
Right. So they have to be so offensive minded, and they can be, because if you look at their defense is set for a while in regards to contracts. They're not really losing that much. With Mapu, Jennings, who've really come out and played well this year. Obviously, Gonzalez will be back next year. They just locked up Jonathan Jones. He'll be back. Judon, they just restructured his contract. He'll be back, so on and so forth. So their defensive side of the football, which has by far been their best side of the football, is fine. They need to do a whole new thing on the offense. Yeah. And I think that's what they need to do this offseason. So I wouldn't even be surprised if, out of the 7-8 picks they have this upcoming draft,
it's all offense.
5 or 6 of them are all offense. Yeah. It really, I would not be shocked by that. And then making some splash in free agency too. But I just don't think you move on from Bill. It's a horrible season. They had 2 games where they were absolutely not in it. Other than that, I hate to say it, Mac freaking blew a lot of games for us this year. A lot of turnovers, and if you look at it at the beginning of the year, 7 points off turnovers could have won the Eagles game. 10 points off turnovers could have won the Dolphins game, right? I mean, you look at stuff like that when you look back at it. It's super frustrating, kind of a season that it's been, and just didn't get a lot of breaks or any breaks at all this year. But hey, it's the same thing I said a few weeks ago, where the 92 Patriots were just god awful and landed Drew Bledsoe. So
you
never know.
And thank God we took him, because the other quarterback went to Seattle.
He makes a hell of a wine, from what I've heard.
Oh, Rick Meyer.
Oh, Rick Meyer from Notre Dame went to Seattle, and he was fucking terrible.
Yeah, he was not.
You cheered every time he was bad. Right?
No, I don't. There's no need to do that. No need to do that.
It does it itself.
Yeah, they're terrible enough. They take care of themselves. It's fine.
Gotcha.
It's fine.
Gotcha.
What's your prediction? We're shutting this thing down while we have an empty mic over here. In memoriam, Rubber Shoes will make his way. Yeah.
Play him out.
He's down there burning tots in the kitchen.
Yeah, actually, I'll do predictions. Then I have a question for the panel here. But predictions. I'll start for the Pats. Christmas Eve night. I don't know if the party people will be gone, but I'm already informing everybody. If you want to stay, you can. But the game's going to be on, and
Shut up.
you're going
Yeah,
to be dialed
shut
in.
up.
Yeah. In Denver.
What time is it? I'm sorry, I apologize. What time is it?
8:00. 8:00.
8
It's Sunday
o'clock
night.
on Christmas Eve.
It's
Okay.
Sunday night. Yeah. I'm gonna go. Actually, I'm gonna go the over as well. I'm gonna say 24-21 Pats.
All right.
All right. I like it.
And I don't even know because I haven't looked. Where are we?
In Denver.
Okay. What do you got, Adam?
Me, I'm going to do 17-13 Pats.
It's going to be the 24th day of the 23rd year of 2020, right? So I'm going to go 24-23 Patriots.
Oh, I like
You're such a numerologist. It's incredible. I love it.
I'm not.
I wish I would have thought of that.
I'm a nogologist. That's what half a jar of nog will get you.
Call an Uber. Call Uber.
Yeah, the call's coming from inside the nog. God help us. Rubber Shoes, I'm sure, wants Belichick gone. I know he does, and he's probably going to give you some 48,000 to 2 Denver pick. He can amend that in the liner notes later. Rubber Shoes will be back at it first thing in the morning on all the mediums with the Rubber Shoes wrap up and rant. Scotty had a question for the panel. I apologize.
Please.
That's all right. So with Christmas here, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Christmas is a basketball holiday, right? I mean,
Yes.
typically, Adam, like Thanksgiving is football. Christmas typically is basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
This year, because it lands on it's a Monday, there's football on as well. So the NFL is kind of like seceding that. Are you? And I think I know Adam's answer is fine, but Timmy, are you watching basketball because the first game starts at noon, as always in Madison Square Garden.
Sure.
Bucks versus Knicks, but the first football game is 1. I think it's Chiefs Raiders. I can look it up again.
Yep.
But which one are you turning on? It's such a battle for me because if there's football on, I'm watching football. But because it's Christmas and it's basketball, obviously everyone's watching the Celtics Lakers at 5. But like the beginning of the thing, what do you guys watch?
We will as soon as football's a thing. I think Cheryl would rather have that on. The Celtics are going to win at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
But we'll be at Bentley Lane. Everyone is going to be at Bentley Lane. So basketball will start, and then we'll go to football at 1 o'clock.
Cheryl doesn't have a 5 TV setup like Scotty has.
No, she's got the one in the living room over the fireplace. It has had a good run. It's not in the best shape. I think she is looking to replace that in the near future because she's watching. It's like, I feel like it's getting dark. I'm like, no, you're dying. I didn't say that to her. I would never say that to her. But it's not cold, Barbara. You're dying.
Happy holiday.
Yep. Sweet chariot. You should have had Joni's. Now you'll regret it. Yeah. So, now Cheryl has a 1 TV setup with
one TV,
ridiculous. Okay. She's got the one
no
TV
picture
over
in
the
picture
fireplace.
or anything, right?
We're not doing any of that. No, none of that grossness. And then she's got a killer. She bought ages ago a killer Bose setup, so it's really funny.
Oh, nice!
It's just in the inset, and she's got her guys that will come and probably take the frame away a little bit. The old bezel on her old TV on a 47 was like super thick, right?
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm like, Cheryl, we're gonna be able to get like a 50 in there now.
Yeah,
if not a 55, because the bezels are so thin. So she's gonna get a bigger TV, which is gonna be amazing. But the Bose sound system she has in that room, like dun 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 dun, like you're like, oh, I don't have to see my doctor this week. Like everything moves. Yeah. Like when the whole room moves. Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. So we'll go basketball at 12 because it's on, but then we're gonna go right to football, and then the Celtics at 5.
Yeah, I'm all basketball. I don't think that's a big surprise. I'm not a big. I watch Patriots. That's it. I'm not a big watch the entire NFL. I mean, I'll throw on a Sunday night game every once in a while, but for the most part,
it's the Chiefs.
If it's not the Pats,
I just want to see Taylor. That's all.
She was at Foxborough over the weekend.
Listen. I'm one of the guys that I'm not bothered by it.
I'm not bothered by it at all. I love it.
Honest rant, it doesn't bother me. Her quote the other day was hysterical. She's like, "When I'm there, I don't know if the TV's on me or it's not. I'm there to support him, and I'm sorry if I'm bothering the dads and the Brads and the Chads."
I love it.
And that was fucking brilliant. Not to mention, if you look on enough social media, and she's an absolute princess. When her tour finished, she bonused every truck driver on the tour $100,000.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She asked their sweet server. She said, "Can you do me a favor? Can you pull me down to the kitchen?" She went down to the kitchen and tipped everybody in the kitchen and all of the food runners $100 before she left Gillette.
No way. Are you
now,
serious?
she doesn't need to do that. And then there's some jabroni that's going to be like, she should have done more. Fuck you. First of all, Merry Christmas, by the way, everyone. But like, really? Really? She asked her server, "Can you pull me down to the kitchen?" And there's a shot of her. And obviously somebody just took a picture because they're like, holy shit, it's Swifty.
Right.
Like, it wasn't her team. Like, oh, let's get a picture of it. Like,
put it on
the
Instagram.
Truck driver's $100,000. Yeah, she's a good egg. And all things considered, if you pay attention to the news, there's a whole bunch of shit going on right now. If these two kids fall in love and have a great relationship, I'm here for it. Like, I've got no issues with it. And the rumors are now, we didn't really touch on this, and we'll get into it because it's probably going to start to happen. If something amazing happens for the Eagles, which looks like it might be going off course, or if something amazing happens for the Chiefs, I think you might see the Kelsey brothers be like, you know what? My knee hurts. My knee hurts too. And my girlfriend's doing okay. Let's just do this podcasting. They both have so many media opportunities in front of them. They are going to pull the rope pretty quick and jump out of this. My head's getting kicked in plane and go do other things. And I celebrate the hell out of that too.
Jason will drop first. I think Jason's going to be the first one to go.
He's a couple years older, right?
He had to be convinced to come back this upcoming season. So I think he's pretty well done.
I haven't watched it yet. The series with him and his wife on Prime is apparently fun.
Oh, it's great. You should watch it. It's
she's
great.
a goddess, right? And like they can go probably do season 2 through whatever and replace Suits on Netflix, right? And then Travis, whenever he's ready, I'll be like, I'm good.
Yeah, just follow Taylor around the rest of around the world.
Peace. Yeah, I'm going to go hold water bottles for my wife.
Dad.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out. Yep. And yes, if I were him, I'd hyphenize my name.
Yes.
Travis, Kelsey, Barbara, Elizabeth, Swift. Whatever you want me to say. I will wear the dress. You kidding me? You kidding me?
Oh,
holy
man.
Moses. Anyway, for Rubbish Shoes, who is burning tots downstairs. The irony is he's burning food in the calls coming from inside the house. For Adam and his family in beautiful downtown Connecticut, Scotty and his family, and for my family, Merry Christmas. We'll see you back here next Wednesday. You can track us down at atbshow.com, brought to you by our dear friends Joe and Leslie at the Sign Shop, which it's not the Sign Shop, it's AAA Work Trucks, but I'm saying that for Matty DeVoe. And there will be video and at least photography. There will be photographic evidence
please.
of Festivus Golf this Saturday. Should they not shut it down? And we will have our shawl and our cart and our heater. And at least I can. There's only 18 holes. I can promise at least 18 bogeys. You're welcome, America. Have a great holiday. See you, boys.
See ya.